Kiran ma'am is here, and today we are going to discuss some important questions from the chapter Method of Separation. So let us start. So our first question is, you have given a sample of water. How you will find out whether it is pure or not? So very simple, you can simply boil the water to find out whether the water given is pure or impure. If nothing is left behind in the vessel after all the water has been evaporated, then the water is pure. And if something has left behind in the vessel after complete evaporation, then the water is impure. The next question, what is the principle used in separation of mixture? So let us see, the principle used in separation of a mixture employ a special property of one of the component of the mixture. As for example, iron when mixed with sand. So iron is separated by using a magnet because iron attracts towards the magnet, because iron is magnetic in nature. So iron can be separated from the mixture of iron and sand by use of magnet. To use a sieve to separate sand and rice seeds, what should be the size of holes in the sieve in comparison to the size of sand particle and rice seeds? To sieve used to separate sand particles and rice seeds should be such that it pass sand through the holes, but the rice seeds cannot pass through them. It means the size of holes should be greater than the size of sand particle, but the size of holes should be less than the size of the rice particles so that it cannot pass through the sieve. Next, which property of filter paper is used to separate an insoluble solid from liquid? Filter paper has small pores on it which allow only liquid or the material which is soluble in liquid to pass through it. Filter paper does not allow the insoluble solid to pass through it, and hence the soluble solid and liquid get separated. Next question. We always talk about saturated solution at a certain temperature. Why is temperature specified when we talk about the saturated solution? Because saturated solution on heating become unsaturated, and on cooling it become oversaturated, or you can say supersaturated. So it is very necessary to specify the temperature when we talk about saturated solution. Now the next question, under which condition can hand picking be used to separate constituents of the mixture? See, this method is used when the unwanted particles are small in quantity and their shape, size and color are different from the useful substance. Means we can apply hand picking method to separate visible unwanted particles from useful substance. As for example, removing small pebbles or small stone particles from food grains. The next question, why are objects at a distance seen more clearly after rain? We can answer कि objects at a distance are seen more clearly after rain because the light dust particles which is present in the air were settled down by rain due to loading and the air become more clear. Hence object at a distance seen more clearly after the rain. Next question. The process of adding alum to water to hasten sedimentation is called loading. Why has this name been given to the process? Because when alum is added to water, it dissolves in water and make the suspended impurities heavier, making them settle down quickly. Therefore, the addition of alum is known as loading. What is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture? Explain with example. Homogeneous mixture have uniform composition throughout the mixture. It means we are not able to see the constituents of the mixture. As for example, when some salt is added to water, the solution contains particles of salt and water, but they are not visible to us. Heterogeneous mixture have non-uniform composition. It means sometimes we can easily see the constituents of the mixture. As for example, if sugar is mixed with sand, particles of the sugar can be distinguished easily from the particles of the sand. Now the next question, list 3 properties of mixture. So number 1, a mixture have variable composition. It means composition of the mixture is not fixed. When 2 or more than 2 substances mix together, they can mix in any proportion. Number 2, each of its component retain its characteristic property. It means component of the mixture do not changes its property when they forms mixture. So properties of the components are retained. Number 3, its components are easily separated. It means component of the mixture are separated by physical means. Number 4 is mixture are made up of 2 or more substances which are not chemically combined with each other. It means when the mixture are formed, the constituent of the mixtures do not chemically combined with each other. Now come to next question. Give 2 situations where it is necessary to separate a mixture into its constituent. So there are many examples in our daily life. We can see where it is necessary to separate the mixture into its constituent. There are few examples. Number 1, a small stones, husk and dirt present in the grains are undesirable and must be removed before cooking. Number 2, salt is obtained from seawater by the process of evaporation. Number 3 is butter is separated from milk by the process of churning. Useful components of the petroleum like petrol, diesel, kerosene, tar, etc. are separated by fractional distillation of the petroleum. So we can see many more examples around us where it is very necessary to separate the mixture from its constituent. Now the next question. Draw a labeled diagram to show the arrangement used to filter a mixture of liquid and an insoluble solid. So since the solid is insoluble, so we can use the process of filtration. So we can separate insoluble solid present in a liquid by the process of filtration. Now come to next question. How will you separate mixture of grass, pebbles and sand? Since the component of mixture are pretty different in shape, sizes, shapes, texture and color, the conventional techniques of hand picking may be as good as any of other method of separation. However, if you want to proceed for step by step separation, here are the steps. Number 1, use a considerable fine sieve that you are using in the kitchen to separate sand from the mixture of grass and pebbles. Sand will filter through the sieve pores while grass and pebbles stay. Now take the mixture of grass and pebbles in a beaker and fill it with water, where techniques of sedimentation is used to separate grass, which is lighter and float on the top, from the pebbles, which is heavier and settle at the bottom, based on their difference in the density. The separated grass may be blown dry to recover the original state. In this way you can separate grass, pebbles and sand. Now come to next question. Explain with help of diagram how can a mixture of oil and water be separated. Oil and water can be separated using a separating funnel. You can see the diagram in the given picture alongside. The mixture of oil and water is poured into the separating funnel and allowed to stand for some time. The oil accumulates at the top of the funnel because density of oil is less, so oil is lighter, and water near the bottom because it is heavier, as shown in the figure. If the stopcock at the bottom is opened, water flow out of the funnel and can be collected in a beaker. If the stopcock is closed, when the oil is reaches the level at the stopcock, we will have the oil in the funnel and water in the beaker. In this way we can separate oil and water. Next question. Why is water considered as an important solvent? Water is considered as an important solvent because number 1, water can dissolve a large number of substances that are important for life. Number 2, waste products are also dissolved in water before they can be excreted from the body. Number 3, most of the chemical reactions occurring in the body takes place in presence of water. Number 4, gases such as oxygen, carbon dioxide are soluble in water. This makes aquatic life possible. Now the next question. A bottle contains either salt or chalk. How will you find out what it has without testing it? So, to find out whether a bottle contains salt or chalk without testing it, the method is very simple. Dissolve it in water. You will observe that if it is salt, suppose sodium chloride, it will dissolve in water. But if it is a chalk powder, suppose calcium carbonate, it will not dissolve in water. Next question. How will you separate a mixture of water, sand, salt and iron filling? So to separate the water, sand, salt and iron filling, we have to proceed few of the steps. Steps number 1, bring a magnet near the mixture. As iron is magnetic in nature, hence iron filling will be attracted towards the magnet and they will get separated. Step 2, mix the rest of the part of the mixture in water and let it settle down for some time. Sand, being insoluble, will settle down and can be separated by sedimentation and decantation, or for the fast process you can use filter paper by the process of filtration. Step 3, distillation of salt solution will help you to separate water and salt. Pure water will be obtained as distillate in the beaker and salt will remain in the distillation flask. So by this process you can separate iron filling by magnetic separation, sand by filtration and sand and water, salt and water by process of distillation. Let us see next question. A mixture of salt and sand is prepared by grinding them together. Do the molecules of salt and sugar undergo any change? So no, the molecules of sugar and salt when grinded together does not undergo any change because grinding is just a physical change, so it does not lead to any chemical reaction at all. Only during the grinding the size of the molecules will changes. So change in size of molecule does not lead to any chemical reaction or chemical change. So no any change takes place. Now come to next question. A saturated solution of sugar in water is prepared. The temperature of water is lowered by 5 degrees centigrade. Will the solution continue to be saturated? Explain with reason. So no, the sugar solution will not remain saturated because as per the explanation, according to question, we have saturated solution at a fixed temperature and its temperature is decreased by 5 degrees centigrade. This means the solution is cooled down. This causes a decrease in the saturation capacity of the solution. That means the solution could dissolve less solute at the final lower temperature, then that could at higher initial temperature. So the crystal of sugar will form after the temperature is decreased. Now the next question. Sea water has dissolved salt in it. You know that pure water can be obtained from seawater by the process of distillation. However, this method is not used to obtain potable water, or you can say drinking water, from seawater. What do you think is the reason? Because the process of distillation cannot remove germs. Moreover, the water which is obtained after the process of distillation, it does not have dissolved minerals which is essential for our body. So, distilled water is not safe for drinking.